Hello, I'm Derek Curtis from Bond Solutions. Welcome to our office. Bond came about, I don't know, 5-6 years ago now. We changed the name to Bond. And it was quite a long process in doing it. The way we went about it, we were called originally Impact CRM. And I always thought that had the feeling of kind of like Impact. You make like one big impact and then you leave, which is not what we did. You know, it was very much based on a relationship. It was very much based on a long-term relationship. And somebody else actually, I can't remember who it was now, somebody else came up with the name Bond. But then we looked in the dictionary for what Bond means. And we thought, actually that's us. You know, it's kind of about building relationships with people, strong relationships with people. It's about quality. You know, Bond paper is quality paper, that kind of thing. It gives you a feeling of working with us is a secure company to work with, and hopefully a friendly company to work with as well. And the values of Bond are very much our own personal values, and how we like to live our lives. In that, you know, honesty, integrity comes across hopefully in everything that we do. And again, the Bond name or the Bond brand behind that kind of sums all that up really. That name, I think, just really backs up our own values.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Echo 23. I share an office with Bond Solutions as well, so let us show you around.
This is the area where we all hang out, so this is the main space upstairs. This is the BIC, the old BIC in the background, the old offices, and you can see kind of old versus new. Like I said, we really wanted to come here to have a bigger office, to have more room for our staff. Yeah, Jerry, I've known for quite a while and has done our PR for us, and she was working for us at the time and decided that she wanted to set up her own company, which I thought was fantastic.
When I first launched the business, it was December. I was working full-time for Bond, so obviously that was one of the things I had to consider. I sat down with Derek quite quickly after I'd considered doing it and just said, look, I'm thinking of doing this. Is it something you'd be happy with us doing? And would you consider coming on as a client if I did? Which luckily sort of Derek was supportive of. That made the decision a lot easier because I had one client at least. Obviously Bond were looking to move and they approached me before they did and sort of said, would you be interested in potentially sharing an office? And the way the office is obviously laid out is really good because we've got Echo 23 upstairs and then sort of the Bond guys downstairs.
If you want to come in here, you can see where we all work. This is our main help desk. Usually got 2 guys on the help desk all the time. They handle about 200 calls a month from customers, fixing issues with customers, software, etc. You can see in the background all of the certificates that the guys have got. You come down this way. This is the development area where development gets done. These are our developers. So these are working for customers, developing the software, making it do what the customer particularly wants it to do. And over here, this is a top secret area because this is where the new products are being developed. So this is where it's going to be hot off the press, our new products, but it's all very top secret, so you're not allowed to look at this. Most of the team have been together for most of the time we've been going now, so there's 3 or 4 of us out of the 9 or so that we've got that have been around since pretty much day one. So we're friends as well as kind of colleagues as well, so we meet up after work and have done for over 10 years now that we've been together. We come very much from a background of strong customer service. Everybody's kind of behind that as well, in that they're very keen on pleasing the customers that we've got and looking after them and making sure that we go that extra mile to look after those customers. So let's go upstairs and see where Jerry works at Echo 23.
Hello, welcome to Echo 23. As you can see, this is our office. There's myself and we've got a part-time member of staff who works here a few days a week as well. As you can see, the desk's quite tidy at the moment, purely down to the fact we've just moved into the office. Give it a few more weeks and I can guarantee it will not be this tidy. When I first started, I don't really think I had that much of a vision, but since sort of starting out and things, it's public relations, but with a quite heavy emphasis on the digital strategy and online communications and marketing. So officially the business wasn't going to launch until January. I got asked to pitch for a contract with the NHS. I got that contract and it was a really big contract. It was sort of 16 days a month, which obviously was huge when I was starting out. I only had 4 days from them actually contacting us to going into pitch. So I think I put an awful lot of work in, and sometimes you go in and see clients who are like, this is exactly what we want done, you just deliver it. With them it was a little bit different because they said, look, this is the issues we're facing, what can we do to try and put them right? So it was a good learning curve starting from the very bottom and trying to work with them to build a strategy. And since I've actually come out of it, we've won a few more contracts as well, which is obviously brilliant. But I think that was a really good way to get the motivation up and just give us a little bit of confidence to go out and sort of start doing it. So yeah, it was definitely one of the high points of the business so far. I really like the idea of the name Echo, more because obviously echoing people's messages and keeping the momentum of a company going is really relevant to what I want to do. The 23 part was sort of primarily down, there's something called the 23 Enigma, which is the idea that every incident and event comes back to the number 23. I was also 23 when I set up the company, and I just thought it was a really sort of nice thing to add on at the end of it, just to differentiate a little bit.
So this is the main kitchen area at the Jupiter Centre. It's supposed to be a shared kitchen, but obviously we're the only ones in the upstairs at the moment, so we've kind of got it to ourselves at the moment. So we've got our own little cupboard over here with all of our stuff in. Over here we've got the fridge, not sure what's in the fridge. Let's have a look. And we've got a bottle of milk and 3 yogurts it looks like, so we don't use the fridge an awful lot. And if you want to come over this way, we'll go into our boardroom. Come over this way. This is our boardroom if you want to come in here. These are some awards that we've won in the past based on customer service. So we've won it 3 times. And that one, the latest one, we were actually 2nd overall in the whole of the UK, which we're really chuffed about. So if you want to come this way, this is where we have our league table for a game of pool. These are some of the PR stories that we've done over the years that we've got in frames. We've done some of the stuff with Bite Night. It's moving us into this new office. And this is our Bond girl story. That's Bite Night from last year. We got involved 2 years ago now with the Sleeping Rough for charity. And Bite Night is an idea from London whereby IT people sleep rough for charity, for the Action for Children charity. And we started off in Newcastle, and there was about 10 or 11 of us did it the first year. But then we really went for it the second year, and there's about 40 odd of us did it the second year. Different companies, and again, most of those companies were recruited via Twitter or via the social media channels that we use. We blogged about it very regularly, so much so that if you did a search for Bite Night North East pretty much came out top all the time, because we were constantly communicating about it all the time. Very much want us to be known as the first people that you turn to when you're talking about social media, and the products that we develop from that will be first-class products and people will want to use them, if you like. So it's kind of just a different way of meeting people, I think, now on Twitter, and understand more about what they do. They understand more about what you do, and you can then hopefully build partnerships and relationships together. Through the Entrepreneurs Forum, I met some what I class now as really good friends, people that I could easily pick up the phone to and say, this has happened, what do you think, you know, what steps can I take, kind of thing. And it's that kind of relationship and that kind of like feeling of they've been there and done it, and the feeling that you're not alone is really good for an entrepreneur, I think, just being able to talk to other people. So your own business, I think, is very much an extension of you as an individual and your own values as well, and how that business is perceived is how you're perceived, I think, really.
Okay, so you've had a look around the offices of Echo 23.
And you've had a look around the crib of Bond, so now it's time for you to go. Bye.